hands basically in my face like she was ready to fight me or something. Like, shorty, happy new year everybody, happy new year. You know what's up, hold up, it is unique Quoyah. I'm back with another video right back at y'all. So what is up, how's y'all new year going? I'm back. This is my first video of the new year. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit it. I'll wait a minute. So we just gonna get right into it. So a story time when it's supposed to be trying to keep a job, which starting in 2024, it has not been too successful, the whole job thing. But we expressed this multiple times that, you know, every time when I have a job, there's always something going on. I just honestly think that sometimes maybe my personality just may be too strong. Just every time when I step foot into a place, it's like spotlight on me. Like a bit of like, what do you call it? Like a disagreement with like one of the managers. They're working at this place called Panda Express. If you all ever been there, it's like fast paced. There is no standing around waiting to see what is next. So I worked there for 2 months basically, because I just like left like the other day. Like the manager, you asked me, I think she personally had like a personal thing against me. When I first was hired, she was actually one of the people who had to like so-called interview me, and she was like being like a little rude then, like, oh well, do you have like a nickname, because I don't think people here would be able to, you know, say your name. And oh well, do you like normally like, you know, act like this, or oh well, where did you work before, and oh well, what would you need to work here if you did that before your last job? And she was just like interrogating me like my first day or whatever. So then, you know, on to the next. I got interviewed for the second time with the guy who actually runs the store. Now that was a little bit confusing, because why do people need to take 2 interviews for a job at Panda? Like, it technically wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I thought that people would be, you know, a little bit more, you know, welcoming. The entire month of December, because I started at the beginning of December, the entire month of December, a lot of like complaints and just like, oh well, you're not doing that correctly, oh well, you need to go do this, oh well, you need to go do that, well go clean the dining room, oh well, go take somebody's order, and da 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 da. And you know, like I took it, I said, okay, you know, fine, I'll go and do that or whatever. And then I don't know, like there was this people like body shaming me, basically spreading rumors about me, disrespecting me. And y'all, I don't mean to sound rude or anything, but like none of these people who I'm talking about spoke English. Like, I'm sorry, like for anybody out there who does not really speak English, don't think that I'm being offensive towards you, because I have family who don't speak English either. But these are people who, you know, they're sitting back, they're talking about you, and like not only that, but there was a lot of people speaking about me in Asian language, there was people speaking about me in Spanish language. It was just always like a problem. Oh well, Quoyah did this, Quoyah did that, Quoyah did this, Quoyah did that. There were some times where I didn't even make the mistakes and I was being blamed for it. And then even if I spoken up about what happened, they would like push me to the side, like it didn't really matter, or I didn't know what I was talking about, or you did it anyway, even if there was proof on the cameras that they had that I didn't do it, they just blamed me for it anyway. So then the whole month of December went by. It has been nothing but complaints. One upside about the place is that you get free food. I mean, just free food, period. You can eat it on your 15, your 30, speed up ahead. Basically, the moral of the story is nothing that I was doing was correct. This manager chick, so in this place at this specific location, I don't know how other Panda stores are run or how they operate, but at this one location there was like 4 different managers, or like 3 different ones on shift, all in the same day. So there was like this new guy. He was a manager. He comes in, he's trying to make like a difference and trying to help people do things correctly. They even started complaining on him to the point that they wouldn't even put him on the schedule to work there at that location anymore, because so many people complained and expressed how they didn't like it because this, that, and the third. So then when he left, they went back to complaining on me, because it was like a little bit of like a break. So therefore, every time when I was on shift, I was either being pulled aside, or somebody was just like, oh, well, Quoyah did this and Quoyah did that, and Quoyah didn't even say this and that. So there was a time where there was a time where I had like a serious disagreement with somebody who I thought was cool on the job. I thought that they were like a cool person until I found out that they were just spreading a lot of rumors about me, and then was just doing a lot of like things that were not really nice things to do to people. And I basically told the person I told the person like in Spanish, like, you're messed up for even like spreading rumors about me, like you this, you that, you this, you that. So then the manager, this same lady manager who I had a disagreement from the beginning, you would think because she was manager that she would know how to do her job. She basically dismissed it and made it seem like I started trouble with the lady who was like clearly old enough to be like my mother. Like, do that make any sense? She basically was like, oh, well, you have problems with give her the name, Samantha. Oh, well, you had a problem with Samantha. You this and you that. You did this and that to Samantha and blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, listen, I don't have a problem with Samantha. Well, I think that you do have a problem with Samantha because you this and you that. So then after that, never diffused it. The lady had a problem with me for weeks after that whole thing. The lady had a problem with me for weeks. She wouldn't talk to me. She wouldn't even go near me. If she needed an order passed to her, she wouldn't even ask me. She'd act like I wasn't even standing there. She'd act like I didn't even exist, because it just never was resolved, because that one particular manager chick, she never wanted to be involved in nothing. Never nothing. Like, everything was just always about her and how she wanted to run the place. But the last time I was there, it was actually my last day being on the job. There was like this lady, she was following me around in the restaurant while I was on shift. She was following me, like literally like following every step that I was doing. It was just really weird that day. She followed me in the bathroom. Remind y'all, I just clocked in. I went to the bathroom. I went to go wash my face. I went to go prepare myself. So she comes in and she was all like, oh, are you okay? And blah, blah, blah. Remind y'all, I could barely understand what she's saying. So I'm like, excuse me. I said, what did you say? She was like, oh, are you okay? Because you seem like this and you seem like that. I said, yeah, I'm fine. And she was like, oh, but do you mind going to go do this and go do that? So for some reason, I will want to put this out there. At that one particular Panda, a lot of people was thinking that they were like managers or like supervisors, where they could look at employees with the same color shirt as them and be like, oh, go do this, oh, go do that, go do this and go do that. So I said, oh, okay, whatever, just then she goes about her way, and then I'm all like, did she just follow me into the bathroom? So then I goes and do my shift. She comes running up on me. She was all like, didn't I go and tell you to do this? Didn't I tell you to do this? And start throwing her hands in my face and start jumping up and down. She's like this small, and she's like jumping up and down. I'm all like, excuse me, like I told you to go do this, I told you to go do this. Now remind y'all, we had on like the same color shirt. She wasn't manager, she wasn't supervisor, she was nobody but a regular employee. Know what that was about. So manager lady, who I kind of like, what was her problem? But like, she had a problem with me ever since like day one. Go and she follows me outside while I'm on my break. The manager chick, the lady who don't like me, follows me to Panera, and then she purposely goes and sits right across from me so she could stare at me because she has such like problem with me. So I'm sitting up there, I'm minding my own business. I'm all like, did this manager chick follow me from Panda to like Panera to watch me eat? So then I felt kind of like weirded out. So then I ordered my food and I grabbed my stuff and then I left. By the time I got off my break, y'all, me and her was going into like Panda together. Like I was going in the building and she was going in at the same time. So then it occurred to me that she literally went out of her way to watch me while I was somewhere else eating my Panera food. So she was following me around, the manager chick who never liked me. So you're following me outside and then you're watching me extra close on the cameras. And like it was like this whole big setup thing. I felt like they honestly did not want me there anymore. And I feel like honestly, if you just don't want somebody somewhere, you should just be like, you know, hey, listen, I just don't want you there anymore because you this and you that. You know, you don't have to do a bunch of weirdo stuff. And by rightly, I should have called the police on her because that's weird. That's called being a stalker. You're being a stalker. So then to just fast forward, she pulls me aside later on that day, the same day where she literally followed me outside of work. So she pulls me aside. She's like, oh, Quoyah, I need to speak with you about something. Can you come and see me after? So then I goes and I go cleans the bathroom real quick. And I go and go see her. I'm all like, yeah, what's up? What do you need? And then she was all like, oh, I just want to like let you, you're just never behind the counter. So 10 people walking back and forth behind a small walkway like that big. There was so many people. I couldn't take it because that's too many people for me to be walking around and walking behind, and there was just too much. She was like, you wasn't around all day behind the counter. You this, you didn't even do that, you didn't do this. I said, excuse me, I was doing something. I was trying to clean up because while it was crowded and so many people behind the counter, I went to go take out the trash because the trash was up to its fullest. She was all like, oh, you're not allowed to do that. That's other people's job to do. And, oh, well, you don't need to do that because I go and tell other people to do that. And blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So I'm all like, okay, so you don't want, so I told her, so you don't want the trash being done, you just want the dining room to be dirty. And then I told her that the chick who was following me around, I told her she didn't even like take the trash out. She wiped the table and left the trash sitting there. And the trash was piling up to the point that it was on the floor. She was like, I don't care. I can have somebody else do it. And then I said, excuse me? I said, I went to go and clean that up. No one else takes out the trash in here, even when you tell them to. And then she was like, well, that's my job. That's not your job. And you just don't do this and you don't do that. I said, listen, like, I do be behind the counter. I was behind the counter for hours. I'm not going to keep on being behind the counter for hours and there's nothing to do back there. So I'm going to go and find something to do because at one point in the day, there was like no orders. No orders needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? So then what had happened was that she was like, you don't know what you're talking about. You this, you that. That's my job. That's not your job. I'm the manager. You're not. You're this. You're that. You don't even know how to do this, that, and the third. Everybody's saying this. And I said, excuse me? And I said, well, there was somebody following me around all day on my shift. They followed me into the bathroom. Okay, and what does that have to do with anything? I said, so I could just sit back and follow people around and tell them what to do? And then she was like, well, if they're telling you what to do, that's okay. And I said, so it's okay for people to give a list of things of what somebody can do. So I'm just going to give you all a list of what the chick was telling me to do. She was like, can you sweep the floor? Can you mop? Can you wipe the windows down on the door? Can you wipe the table? Can you do this? Can you do that? I said, that's more than 6 things. That's a list. And then she was all like, well, to me it's not a list, because if it needs to get done, then it needs to get done. And I said, well, she's not manager, you are. And I said, wait, who is manager? Are you manager or is she manager? Who's really manager in here? Because maybe you should tell me. And then she was just like, I'm the manager. You don't need to tell me who I am. And blah, 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 blah. And who do you think you're talking to? And blah, 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 blah. And then she started like randomly trying to put her hands in my face, y'all. She was throwing her hands in my face. Y'all see me right here? She was all like, oh. And then I said, well, I don't care who she is, because she's just another employee like I am. I care about who she is. I care about who she is. And started like throwing her hands like basically like this close to my face. It was like, I care about who she is. You don't tell me. I care. So, and then I said, so you care about other people and you don't care about anything that I have to say, but you care about what she has to say? And then you're following me on my lunch. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't you talk to me like that. Don't you talk to me like that. Shorty just started throwing her arms around. Like, Shorty just looked like a big hot mess. Like, sis, you look a mess. You're whack, like a mess. Like, you're just whack. So now I'm all like, yeah, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you're not talking to me. She was all like, yes, I am. You don't just up and do this and that. And just was like getting all like sassy with me over nothing. Like, girl, are you on your period? Like, is it really that time of month for you? Like, what's really like going on? Like, are you having personal issues with your life? Like, do you hate your life? Like, what's going on? I don't really care. So then Shorty's just going on and on to the point that people who was working with me comes back there and like they're just looking at her, and then she's like, can I help you? Do y'all need something? Like, what are you doing back here? And then I'm just like, because poor me, I was getting a little upset because I'm all like, I know Shorty ain't talking to me. I know Shorty ain't talking to me. I don't know who she thinks she's talking to, but it ain't me. So I'm standing up there, I'm trying to calm down because Shorty was like throwing her hands basically in my face, like she was ready to fight me or something. Like, Shorty don't want these hands. So everybody, who are you? Who are you? Nobody. So basically, the people who I'm working with, they're so fake. Instead of somebody trying to speak up for me, no one's speaking up for me at all. It was just me by myself. They leave. She's just going on and on, and I'm all like, well, and then she was like, well, I have camera footage that you wasn't even behind the counter all day. I said, excuse me, I was behind the counter. I was packing food, I was taking some orders, I was giving delivery drivers their orders. What are you talking about? I got video footage. So I said, okay, pull up your video footage. Like, are you gonna show me or not? Or are you just gonna keep talking? So then she goes over to the computer, she's stalling around trying to put the passcode in. Like, girl, are you trying to show me the footage, or are you just trying to stand up there and throw your hands around and talk like you ready to fight me or something? So then she's throwing her hands. She's like, okay, well, let me go on the computer. So she's like, So I grabs my stuff because I'm all like, I see where this is going. Like, there's never gonna be a resolution. You're never gonna like me. And then she's watching me put on like my coat and stuff. I'm grabbing like my purse, I'm grabbing everything because I looked at her, I said, every time when you're on shift, you have a problem with me. She was all like, I don't have a problem with you. I said, yeah, when I'm on shift and you're here, you have a problem. I've been on shift with every other manager. I don't never have a problem with them. You always have a problem with me. I don't never have a problem with them. She's all like, I don't have a problem with it. Is it like the math is not math then? Okay. So then she's all like, I didn't do anything. I'm just telling you how you're not doing your job and how you this and that. So then I put on my coat and stuff because I'm all like, Shorty's still talking crazy. She's still talking crazy. Like, I let Shorty keep on talking or whatever. So I grabbed my stuff and I said, you know what? I'm done here. We're done here. I quit. So I started sleeping out the door. They got us sharing lockers and stuff. Y'all, the lockers are like literally that big. So I shared my locker with this nice guy, and I'm all like, hey, listen, I said, you a good man, thank you for sharing your locker with me. Respect to you, but like, she's crazy and she's not gonna keep on talking to me like that. And then she's yelling from like across the fucking kitchen, like, I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking to you. Get back here. She's like talking to me like she's my mother. Like, girl, we around the same age. You is not gonna little kid me. Like, goodbye. You're not gonna little kid me. Like, I'm not your child. Like, goodbye. So then he's like, no, don't leave. Stay here. I said, no, it's okay. Good luck to you. You have a great day and a great rest of your new year. But I'm out of here because sis think that every time when I'm on shift with her that she could just come up to me and just talk to me all types of crazy. You're not gonna keep on talking to me crazy, and you're not gonna keep on doing things to me. Like, a few days ago, she was like purposely like elbowing the fuck out of me while I was trying to get some food for a customer. I had a platter in my hand. I was trying to scoop food. She was just purposely like elbowing me like on purpose and wasn't even apologizing. And then on top of that, she was pushing me plenty of times. Like, it was just a lot of like bullying going on in there. And it just wasn't for me. Like, that place sucked, especially that location. I don't know how other locations, but that's my story time. That's it. But you don't give up. On to next. So yeah, that's my time of what really happened, and that's really sad because yeah. And I'm still on a schedule to work there right after I told her that I quit. Now, y'all need to take me off that schedule. Like, I'm never stepping foot back up in there. This will be it for the story time. I hope y'all like it. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And comment down below if you want any more story times. And yeah. And comment down below your opinion and if you ever worked at Panda Express. And this will be it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And yeah.